Shalom, everyone. I wanted to come on and make a video just because I haven't been on for a little while and just say that right now I am doing a lot of continuing to study and soul searching. Um, I've had different experiences that have made me want to dig deeper and to seek more and to try to heal at a deeper level. Anyone knows if you've gone through some type of traumatic experience, and anyone who has had their children or elderly parents or someone close to them taken from them, they know that there is a deep pain, suffering, something that happens within us that feels broken. And it feels like we are not whole. So what I've been trying to do is to figure out how to take care of myself, how to get to a place where I'm healthier and that I'm not putting off anything that is negative out in the world, or other people aren't perceiving that or having anything that is coming from me that is not in a good, positive light. So I just wanted to touch on the trauma that happens in people who are experiencing all sorts of trials and tribulations today, that you aren't alone. I mean, all of us are going through different types of challenges, and I guess in the midst of it, what we have to do is, like I said in my other video, is trying to find the lesson that we are supposed to be learning in this, because there is a reason for it. And if we can continue to dig deeper and to heal so many areas that we may not even know are injured, all through our childhood up to the present. And I've been reminded of inner child work by a few people over the last couple weeks, and how important it is to go back and to just take care of that inner child within us that is sitting there needing the attention, needing to be acknowledged and cared for, so that then we are able to move forward in our lives. I was thinking back to one of my first memories is my mom and my dad divorced when I was like 4, and he was an alcoholic and everything. So my mom was, this is right before I think she left him, or they were separated. And I remember as a little kid, I went and picked up a cigarette off the ground. My grandma had a group home, and anyways, I got yelled at, and I got very embarrassed, and I remember that like sat with me. That was my dad. And then another time, my sister and I were being really loud in the background when my mom was on the phone, and she's like, "You're going to get a spanking." Well, we really didn't get spankings very often that I remember, and we were pretty good kids for the most part. I was ornery, but we went and put pillows in our pants because we were just anticipating that spanking. I also remember being in second grade, and at the school that I was at, this boy kept pestering me in line, and he had a crush on me. I did not like him at all, and it's like I was supposed to, I guess, be really nice to him, even though he continued to like try to say things to me, and I just was not interested, and I didn't want to have any part to it. Well, anyways, whatever I said to him, I don't remember what it was. Probably, I don't like you, please leave me alone, or just leave me alone. Well, he cried. And the teacher came over and asked what happened, and they said I made him cry. So they had me go into another room and put me in this open closet where kids used to hang their jackets for a time out in the corner. And so I was thinking about these types of things. It's, that's not the only one, but there's been so many times when I ask questions, when I talk, that my voice has been silenced, and people have looked down on me or have taken it in a certain way, and I don't get the opportunity to talk to them about it. It's just kind of like closed off, and their perspective, their perception of things is what triumphs. And so my voice got smaller and smaller as I got older. My self-perception, of my body, of who I was, all of that impacted me very deeply. Almost every day, not so much when I was little, but as I got more into like fifth, sixth grade, somewhere about there, and then on up, almost every day of my life, I had people say how short I was, continually. And I looked around and I'm like, well, I'm not the only short person, but why is this impacting me so much? It's like these kids were saying it in a way like there was something off about me, there was something wrong. And as I got older, I always have looked younger. I'm 40. And when I had my first daughter, I was 23. And in my last video or a couple ago, I talked about my health. And I had said I'd had 4 miscarriages since I was 20, and I meant to say in my 20s. So anyways, 23 was when I actually had my first daughter, and everyone always looked at me like I was a teenage mom. And I think because I did not have the confidence in me, and I was very, I guess, interested in other people and what they thought. And so I would pay attention to it and just stuff like that. And a lot of it was just probably my own thoughts within me. But there were immediate reactions and interactions that took place where I knew that they were like, how old are you type thing. And so it really was frustrating, because it's like, as you get older, you start to realize how much it really shouldn't matter what other people think. And like I said before, it's easier said than done. But it becomes a place where we mature and we begin to accept ourselves for who we are. There's a lot of stuff going on with like racism and all different types of sexism and stuff like that in the world today. And I start to look at who's doing this and why is it happening. You start hearing things. You've heard things about if your hair has an afro, or let's say your hair's straight and just like mine or whatever. And anyways, one group or the other will say things about the other group, looking at the outside appearance and just putting the other people down. And it's like it's ingrained in us from an early age, this indoctrination to continue to attack people and to make them feel like they're less than, like they're not good enough, something's wrong with them. And if it's done early enough and we don't have enough positive influence in our life, that can really, really impact us throughout our entire lives, and we may not even be aware of it. So those are some of the things that I'm looking at. I was looking at some different types of things that maybe I could do to help find out what's going on in my life and stuff like that. And money is always seems to be an issue. And what I am continuing to be reminded of is that we need to look within ourselves, that the divine creator is within all of us. We have the answers within us if we just keep seeking and we silence all the other voices and listen to that still small voice within us. And that is where I'm at today, is trying to silence these other voices, trying to do some inner work, some healing to help me get to a place where I can discover what my purpose is and help people in some way, because I know that there is a reason for all of this, that this did not happen for no reason. Yes, there's a responsibility that I am taking for my life, understanding how energy works and how frequencies work and all of that. And that's one thing that I want to say, is that when this trauma happens, we get to a point in our lives where we start to everything that we do is on a level that is survival. So that's where we're operating. We are just trying to survive, trying to make it, step one foot in front of the other, trying to, a lot of people lose their houses, they lose their families, they lose everything. I mean, we sold our horse trailer, our animals, which are very close to us and part of our families. Everything gets stripped away. And that's interesting, because then we start out with an empty slate, but we are inside at a place where we aren't able to see clearly because we are on survival mode. That is what trauma does, the cortisol and everything. So some of the things that I've done to help myself is to improve my diet, to not be on pharmaceuticals. And this is not like medical advice for anyone or legal advice. Anything that I say is just my own, what I've done, my experience, and what has helped me. And so everyone has to research for themselves. They all have to go out and they have to find what works for them in the time that it works for them. You can't just do something without being in a place in your life where you understand it. So for me, I got away from the pharmaceuticals, the doctors, and all of this, and started seeking natural remedies. Because from a young age, I remember thinking that there is a cure for everything in this world. The divine creator is amazing. This world is amazing. And I was looking at how they were destroying the rainforest as a child and thinking, they're trying to just do away with the healing that's out there that we don't even know exists. And that's the ancient knowledge that's out there. So there is information in the food that we eat and consume. And so we need to be mindful of what we put into our bodies, whether it's, consuming what we eat, what we listen to, what we watch, all of that. What we touch, everything matters, and what type of environments we put ourselves in, because the energy that is around us affects us, and we end up absorbing that energy. There was a sign in the prison where I did my internship, and it said everyone is responsible for the energy they bring into this space. And that I didn't truly comprehend at the time, but now I do, because the laws of attraction, there's so many different laws. I brought that one up the most because I'm still learning on the others of the universal laws. But what we put out, we do attract back later. And so we do need to understand our responsibility in this, and we are able to do that when we get to a place in our lives where we're more healthy and we're able to think more clearly. So a plant-based diet is what has helped me, and using different herbs, different tea and stuff like that. And I do really like Dr. Jennifer Daniels and her protocols, Dr. Sabi, some of his stuff. And I just continue to learn more. I know at first when you become like vegan and stuff, your diet's kind of bland and it's kind of boring and stuff, but there's people out there who are seasoned who, as you get into this more, it doesn't have to be boring, and there's so much that you can eat, and you begin to eat to live. not live to eat. And it's been really helpful for me. And it was a slow journey, and I'm still, actually, I guess I wouldn't say I'm fully vegan, because I'm still working on getting cheese out of my diet, but I don't do dairy, like milk and stuff. I guess I can't fully say that either, because I do have ice cream from time to time, not very often. So I'm on a journey, slowly getting to that place where I'm fully just plant-based and just live whole foods. So, the other thing is exercising. I'm starting to just try to swim, try to run, do my rebounder trampoline. I have stairs where I live, so I'll do some stairs up and down. I'll do my push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that. Just moving my body, trying to get rid of some of this excess energy that I feel. And over the last couple of weeks, when some just negative energy came, and I was putting that off, and trying to figure that out because of stress, I was like, I need to start exercising. And I thought about that whole thing of what was going on. It's like in the past, when this CPS stuff was going on, I was doing all this paperwork, and I was doing it all by myself. And I was trying to figure out how to keep my family together, and how to be a single mom of 4, and all these things, and trying to just keep it together, because you don't have support. You're just supposed to trust the system. And if you don't, they say you have thinking errors, you know. If you question the system, that's what someone put in my paperwork, is that I didn't trust the system, and so I had thinking errors. And it's like so crazy when you're trying to come out of all of this, the backlash that you get, and like the tinfoil hat that they make for you and everything else. But you're trying to function, and you're trying to do what you can, and it makes it really hard sometimes, when you have all of this going against you, and you don't understand how to stand up. I had my beliefs and stuff like that at the time as a Christian, and you just think you kind of have it all figured out, but nothing's coming together and nothing's working out. And that, I've learned, is one of the first signs of true wisdom, is to really know that you don't know much of anything. So that's the other thing that's helped me. But back to the paperwork, that paperwork brought me to a place where I was stressed. I wasn't able to fully get things done. It was very difficult to communicate a lot of things. Well, most everything was done online, because people are spread out everywhere trying to figure this out and trying to work through it. And so I was taken back to that place, to a place where my energy was low, and I was just not able to get things together and to comprehend, very fuzzy in thinking and stuff like that. And so, with other people letting me know that that was going on, and really me feeling it too, but having to think, where is this all coming from? And then going back and doing some inner child work has helped me to really look at how much more that I need to take time to put my own resuscitation mask on, to breathe in, the good golden light, and to let out all of the negativity and get it away from me, so that I'm able to be effective, and I can get to a place where, when things happen, the external circumstances, I'm able to remain stable, and to not allow those things to impact me at a heart level, at a cellular level, just for it to bounce off of me and to go back to whoever sent that energy. And I definitely don't want to be creating it within me. So I have to really, I learned I need to really just take care of all those unresolved issues within me, and to heal, and to allow my heart to heal, my mind, my soul, so that I can operate, because this world is definitely a difficult place to be in when we don't understand the universal laws and what is going on, how things operate, and that there are all kinds of things out there beyond what our eyes can see, our physical eyes. And if we don't understand that, then it makes it impossible, really, to rise up. And I want to rise up. I want to be able to stand. So from there, I guess, those are the things that I've been working on, and trying to take some time to some appropriate time, however long it's going to take. It's going to be ongoing, and work through those unresolved issues, because trauma does impact people. Now, I don't like that they are pathologizing everything. I know about the DSM. I had my little, it's the psychology Bible that they like to try to diagnose everyone with disorders, and it's all interconnected, with insurance and all of these other corporations that are out there. And you have to be careful who you talk to. You need to make sure that you have someone that you can trust to talk to, because everything is recorded, and on down to our words that we speak. Just our thoughts and our words, we have to be careful. But I'm talking about just on the physical level of talking to people. We have to be careful. You have these mandated reporters everywhere. You have all these people who believe that they have an allegiance to certain, government bodies, or they don't know their private business associations, these corporations and stuff. People and things that do not have humanity's best interests in mind. So we just have to really look at that. And the next thing I just want to say is that I'm trying to look at more into not following people, but like I said before, seeking within, because there's so much out there, and that's where you start really letting a lot of the voices in. And then when I'm watching, because it's still okay to get information, you don't eat up the whole plate, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. And so if you can just filter through things and let it resonate with you, and then let go of other things, you really chew on what is there, the substance, and let go of the rest, it is helpful. And you look at who these people are, and what kind of fruit they have, and what they're doing with their lives, and also knowing that whenever you look at people, you're using your own filters, your past experiences to come up with what you think about someone. So it's your perception, but that perception has been created because of your experiences. So you have to be careful of that, and use discernment. And so anyways, I just wanted to share a little bit about this. I hope that it's helpful, and just to say I'm still out here. I'm still standing for my children. I no longer see myself as a victim. I am a survivor, and I am going to continue to do what needs to be done in order to expose what I see going on, and what many others are seeing. Many are waking up because of the suffering that they are experiencing themselves, seeing that there is something that is not right in the world today. And the fear, the anger, and so many of these lower vibrational type of emotions are having these detrimental effects on us, because we aren't letting them go. We're not seeing where this fear is coming from, this anger is coming from, and we're not working through it. Because yes, we're going to have confusion, we're going to have these different types of emotions that come, but we need to see where they're coming from and work through them, and then not stay there. We need to allow these kind of side effects of some things to bring us up to a place where we are able to operate and reach our full potentials. So the fear that continues to be perpetuated, and the hate and all these different types of things, we need to be aware of that, and we need to be intentional about what we want to do and how we want to respond, not react to things, because we do have control and we do have power within to change things in our lives. It's like an alchemy. You can change the bad to good if we can understand it. And so that is where I'm at today. And I hope that you have a blessed day. And I hope that this helped someone who is in the midst of their trials and struggles, that you are not alone. And the more that we can do within, the more that we're going to be able to do out there in the world and be effective. And it's not going to be something that everyone else is out there maybe selling to individuals, or are there's different types of groups all over the place, that I remember when I first got into the CPS stuff, it was a 14th Amendment group that was out there, and if you shared any information, they would take it out and say, no, you can't share anything. And so I understand that certain groups, you have to be careful of what you let in and let out, but we have to make sure that we keep looking all over, is what I'm saying, because if we just stay right in one place, you're only going to get the information that these one individuals are giving, and that is not a good way to do things. We have to reach out, branch out, and research everything and question everything. So anyways, I hope you have a blessed day, and I will talk to you again later. Bye.